welcome to the Jeremy Hill live stream. Now, what I'm going to do today, one second, I'm going to talk about something that is a very interesting topic, something that I came up with earlier. You let me know what you think about it, okay? I'm going to talk about scarcity. Scarcity disguised as abundance. Now, let me get into it. Now, for men, an abundance of women, there is an abundance of women, but there is a scarcity of good, wholesome women. For men, there is an abundance of women, but a scarcity of traditional-minded women. These women are so scarce that men are buying passports, flying overseas in search of them. Now, abundance is not always good. Hence the phrase, quality over quantity. Now, when it comes to women have an abundance of men flirting with them, but are afraid of having relationships with them because of past traumas. Women have an abundance of men flirting with them, but they have a scarcity of the type of man they would prefer to date them. I'm writing my notes. I made some notes up this time in the last 8 minutes, so I'm still a freestyle. I'm reading from my notes. But basically, there is an abundance. Women love to brag about an abundance of Pookies, Ray Ray, Nook Nooks in them. But at the same time, they want to complain about the scarcity of decent men and decent suitors for them. You see, women are drowning in abundance, but they are suffocating in scarcity. The more abundance a modern woman has, the more scarcity she has in her behavior and character. What do I mean by that? They pursue an abundance of higher learning. They pursue an abundance of a variety of different degrees. They pursue an abundance of high earning jobs. But these same women, these successful women, they have a scarcity in their souls. They have a lack of or a scarcity of femininity, submissiveness, class, selflessness, soft skills, cooperative attitudes, among other things. How y'all doing out there? Put some of y'all on the screen right quick. Well, Mr. Lawrence, I see you, Mr. Lawrence. Willis Martin, I see you too. Shalom, hope I'm saying that right. Let's get back to that. What was I? Oh, yeah. Like I said before, women lack more now than the generations of women who have come before them in that regard of those things that I just mentioned. Success has deceived them. Education and riches have deceived them. There's a scripture in the Bible, I believe is and this is not a religious program, but let me bring it up. I think it's the book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 19, where it says the deceitfulness of riches choke the word and make it unproductible. The word is the gospel. The word, what is the word? Basically a bunch of instructions of what God wants you to have, right? So the deceitfulness of riches causes people to abandon what is right. This is why you always hear about the prosperity of the wicked, because they abandon morals. They abandon the right things to do to get where they are today. So now you have a bunch of women who are abandoning wrong, right? Excuse me. They are abandoning, well, I can't say the word today. Abandoning, there it is. What is right, what is moral, just to get the bag. And there's another scripture that says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose their soul? Today, women have lost their souls, because within the righteous woman's soul is femininity, submissiveness, humility. And they have sacrificed those things to get the bag, to get more views, to get more retweets, to get more posts and shares. This is what they have sacrificed. Now back to what I was saying. Women devalue themselves, creating the very scarcity of men they complain about. How so? A big contributor to that is non-marital births. Non-marital births. Being a baby mama. You have to understand, gentlemen do not want to raise children that belong to other gentlemen. And put some of y'all on the screen. That's right. That's right, Mr. Martin. Mr. Lawrence. right? Oh, so let me get back to what I'm saying. So in other words, a lot of these modern day women have disqualified themselves, made themselves ineligible for certain men. This is why a lot of gentlemen are using ladies for recreational purposes only. So you're the fun girl, you're the smash and dash, you're the side chick. Even if a man takes you out, even if a man, pays for dinner, become a simp or a sucker in a way, if you ask me, buying you stuff like bags and stuff like that, but he's not really wanting to commit with you because he's just doing something to get the cat and move around. You're just the fun girl. You're the toss-up, and that's pretty much what it is. Now, men do these things because they do not want to have a future with you and those bastard children that you have had with other men. I know it sounds cold, but it's the truth. Women have an abundance of literature. Women have an abundance of film. Women have an abundance of social media platforms that bash men. Okay? But they also have a scarcity of women. On the flip side, a scarcity of women who practice good hygiene, good etiquette, which would equate to good, wholesome decorum in public. They also have a scarcity of dressing modestly. So you have, as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, women have so much, but have so little at the same time. The one thing men do not have an abundance of is time. Men are very big on their time. Successful men don't want to waste their time. And today's modern day woman ain't nothing more than time wasters now. They will waste your time to the fullest. They will waste your resources. They will waste all the efforts that you put forth to try to make a life with them because they are wasteful. Today's modern day woman, black women in particular, in my most humble opinion, they put more time, thought, and effort into the color of their nails than they do into the marriages or relationships that they have with their significant other. Today's modern day black woman puts more thought, more time, more effort into social media than they do their own children, into the nurturing of their own children, into the raising of their own children, into being a good example to their own children. Today's modern day black woman, in my most humble opinion, they put more time, more effort into the latest tea, the latest gossip, Casamigos, than they do into femininity, submissiveness, morality, or character. Now, gentlemen, I only wrote that in 8 minutes. I've been very busy. I've been dropping videos, but I had to go do other stuff today. So I wrote that in about 8-9 minutes, so it wouldn't be that long. So this is your shot. If you want to get on this show to talk to me, you can. If not, this is going to be a very, very, very short show today. I just get a cash. Oh, thank you. I just looked at my email, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you for the cash app you just sent me, man. I do appreciate that a lot. Anybody else want to get in here? I'll give you a little time because I wrote a very short monologue. So if anybody wants to jump in here, talk about maybe 5-10 minutes, we can. If not, like I said, this will probably be a very short live stream today. The subject is scarcity, hidden or disguised as abundance. Because a lot of women think because they have a lot of things that they have it all, but it's not so. The same women that bash men and say men ain't nothing, that other women should stay away from men, are the very women who are consistently looking for relationships. They are the very ones who want a man, but they discourage all other women from doing so. Put you up there. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you, Willis Martin. You can go check if you did send me something to try to join the show, if you don't know how, look at the ticker that's going across the screen. You have to email, I didn't have it out there. You have to email the JeremyHillShow1@gmail.com. Let me change that. I thought I had the whole email up there. Excuse me, gentlemen. Yeah, there you go. You have to email the JeremyHillShow1@gmail.com. Send me an email. And when you do, be sure to let me know in the comments that you've done so I can go to it and I can send you a link to join the show. Like I say, it's probably gonna be a short one then. Sorry about not being so prepared today, but I could try to freestyle it. But basically, all that glitters is not gold. Education, higher learning, high earning jobs. Women in our community, the Black community, tend to think that's going to make them happy. But we see over and over again that they're failing in that area. Women need men, regardless of how they try to act macho, regardless of the fact that they try to be masculine, they're not. They want men. The problem is they want men to bow to their will, and that's the issue here. Men were never designed to bow down to a woman. Women was designed to bow down to a man. And they can call me a misogynist or whatever you want to call me, but it's the truth, okay? That's why you have so many issues among men and women, because men understand their role most times. They understand that they're supposed to be leaders. They understand that they're supposed to be the head of the household. And they also understand that women are supposed to follow them. All this woman should be a partner, that's no such thing as that. She's a helpmeet. You ever thought about that? How can someone that's helping you actually be equal to you? They assist you. Women are add-ons. Just like how women will buy things to complement their outfit that they got. It could be jewelry, it could be a bag. They wear something to complement what they're wearing. A woman is supposed to be something that complements a man's masculinity and the man himself. A woman is never supposed to be the main one in front. It is always supposed to be the man. It's just how it is. See something right quick. So, women always brag about, I have a lot of education. I have a lot of degrees. I have a nice home. I have an east wing, a west wing on my home. I have all these nice things, but I can't have a man. I can't keep a man. A lot of these women can get a man, but they can't keep him because they put so many restrictions and boundaries on the man. A woman's femininity cannot put restrictions on a man's masculinity. A woman is supposed to assist the masculinity that the man has inside of him, because that masculinity is an inherent value that he has. Just like a woman has an inherent value, which is her femininity, her type of intuition. For men, intuition is not known as intuition, but it's also known as a gut feeling. It's just a different word. It's just wordplay. When a man says he has a gut feeling about something, that is the gentleman's intuition working for him so he can get the best outcome that coming his way. It helps him diffuse his things, and help him to escalate things, and it help him to improve things. It's gut feelings. Women intuition is supposed to work with it, but it's counterproductive now. It's very counterproductive now, because they use their intuition now to abuse men. You know how they're able to deceive men, how they're able to get a simp, how they're able to manipulate a gullible man. It's because they're using their intuition to do so. They watch, they study. Women have the ability to study their prey like animals do. I'm not trying to be insulting, but women have the ability to watch a man, study a man, be able to tell what his pattern is, be able to know him well enough to know how predictable he is, and then they use his weaknesses because they observe it through their intuition. Their intuition helps them get the bag from the man. It helps them manipulate the man. But their ability to be intuitive is not meant to work against men. It's supposed to be working with men. But I'm gonna put some of y'all on here right quick. That's right, Mr. Lawrence. That's right, Mr. Ross. Text green game over. Okay, Luna Tune. Cool. So again, because a woman has a whole lot of things, because you have a lot of things that you can buy, high-end things, does not mean that you're happy. And we're seeing this more and more and more. We see it with Mary J. Blige. What's her name? Taraji P. Henson. What's her other name? Erica Mena, if I'm saying her name or something like that correctly. A lot of women are only after the bag. So a lot of women nowadays see marriage, for example, as a way of coming up, because they lack the necessary skill sets to get the type of income that they desire, to live the type of lifestyle that they desire. So men have to be more cautious now. We have to vet women more properly. And like I said, there's an abundance of women in this world, in this country in particular. But there's a scarcity of good women. There's a scarcity of women who want to be submissive. There's a scarcity of women who want to be cooperative. There's a scarcity of women who are pleasant to be around. And one more thing I'd like to say, there's a scarcity of Black women, in my most humble opinion, who are not loud. Let that sink in. Loud women. There was a time when women was very meek. Generations before them, even our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers, they were more soft-spoken. Most women today now have a deeper voice intentionally. They want to sound more masculine because they want to replace men. So, just because a woman can get a lot of numbers from a man does not necessarily mean that she's getting the type of men that she wants. See, the type of men that she wants don't want her, because certain men, decent men, men of integrity, men of value, do not choose gutter rats. We don't choose them. We don't choose women who are not appreciative of our efforts. That's one of the biggest problems that men speak of when it comes to women, is the lack of appreciation that we receive from our women. But let me tell you why they don't appreciate us. For a woman to appreciate a man, she has to first respect him. In order for her to respect the man, she has to first value him. And if a woman cannot value a man, she will not respect that man. You see, sometimes women can start off valuing a man because when it comes to a relationship, they might be attracted to that man for whatever reason may be. But then some women who suffer from boredom syndrome, when things are not moving at the speed of light, when things are not moving at 100,000 miles per hour, they start to lose their interest in that man. And they lose their value. He start to lose value in their eyes, and then they get bored, and then they want to leave the man. Or sometimes that man is so much of a man that he doesn't bow down to her. He put restrictions on the relationship. Every relationship has parameters. Even your relationship with God has parameters, boundaries, and rules that you are not supposed to transgress upon. There's ordinances that are in every relationship. Love itself has requirements. There's no such thing as free love. I know we have heard about free love before. There's no such thing. Nothing in this life is free. If you want a good, decent man, then it's going to cost you, ladies. It's going to cost you a certain type of behavior. It's going to cost you your mindset. You're going to have to sacrifice the fact that you want to be an independent woman. You're going to have to sacrifice the fact that you want to be loud and obnoxious with a man. You're going to have to sacrifice this whole negative narrative that women are supposed to be over the men. See, the problem with narratives is this. Women have this narrative that men ain't shit. Well, let me tell you the problem with narratives. If you ever thought of it like this, narratives ain't nothing more but propaganda. But narratives and propaganda are the enemies of context. What do I mean? Context shows you the object or the subject from many different angles. Narratives and propagandas show you the same object or subject from one narrow point of view, from one angle. And this is the angle that has been forced upon men for years. Like I said before, they have an abundance of films. They have an abundance of literature. They have an abundance of social media platforms where they bash men, where they promote and push this propaganda and this narrative that men are nothing. But yet they don't have nothing that helps them with their hygiene. And I'm being honest with you. A lot of women don't practice it no more. You got rappers like Sexy Red, who says she's a raw dog queen. There's a lot of women out here having sex unprotected. They ain't being tricked. I did a video, I dropped one earlier today of a married woman who went to a bar and slept with a stranger. He raw dogged her. He skeeted in her. Then she went home to her husband and had sex with her husband without taking a shower. Think about that. Excuse me. Gotta check something right quick. Putting y'all on the screen. What have you done for me? That's right, Lawrence Ross. I'm trying to get this stuff together. 1 second. That's why I say we have to always choose quality over quantity. Just because there's a lot of something in abundance does not mean that it's valuable. For example, diamonds would not be so valuable if it was all over the place. The things that are precious are few. The things that are precious are scarce. And when we find a woman that have a traditional mindset that actually want to submit to a man, be cooperative with a man, be nice, just be fucking nice to a man, that is as precious as rubies, gold, silver, and diamonds to a man. Oh yeah, you saw that? Mr. Lawrence, you saw that video I made? Yeah, that was very disgusting, but it's real life though. Let me see what else I can tell y'all before I get out of here. So when you meet women who say things like, I have no problem getting men, look at their ring finger. Apparently they have a problem either keeping a man or getting a man to propose to them. See, the type of men that are real, that are decent, we don't put up with shenanigans. We just don't. We appreciate and respect our time because time is the only thing that we cannot replace on our own. We can lose money, we can lose houses. Like when Hurricane Katrina came through here and tore everybody's house up and everything like that, people lost thousands of dollars of personal belongings. The city went through maybe millions of dollars of destruction. We got that stuff back. People are still getting it back, but you can get those things back. But our time, gentlemen, our time, especially when you enter into your 40s, like I am, I'm 46. I'm about to be pushing 50. You start to have a deeper appreciation of your time, and you don't want to waste your time with that wrong woman, because that wrong woman can suck the time out of you. All the efforts and the time that you put into a woman that ain't for you is wasted. You can't get it back. You get more gray hairs. You get more stress. Even men can get traumatized. We get traumas too from women. So it is better to properly vet women at a certain age more than you did before if you're single and childless. It's different wasting 4 years in your 20s, because you'd be 24 if you're 20, right? But when you're 40 and you waste 4 years, it's different. When you're 50 and you waste 4 years on the wrong woman, it's different. So we cannot allow women to waste our time. See, the unfortunate thing is this. Women believe if they go get a higher education, if they go to school and do all these things they think gonna put them in a position of power, that then they will be ready for relationships, and that then the men that they want will want them. What we see is a woman behaving masculine, in a masculine energy. You want to be in a position where you can provide as a lady. You telling us that you want us to be partly feminine, because we don't do 50-50. We don't do 50-50 relationship. That's something that a beta male simp created I don't know how many years ago. Talking about beta, only a weakling would say 50-50 relationships are what they want. So if you giving 50%, she giving 50%, that means that you got 50% feminine energy on yourself, because you got to give 50% of your mass. You can't give 100% of your masculine energy. She running you. I said it. And it just is what it is, lady. So, women need to play their parts, their roles, and understand that they are subservients. I know they don't like what I say. I really don't give a damn, but you're subservient. It doesn't mean that, I don't mean it in no bad way, but you are an assistant. You're an assistant to us. See, it's funny how you assist your boss, but you won't assist your man. You put more thought, like I said before, you put more thought into your careers, more time, more effort, more thought into the color of your nails than you do into the relationships that you have with the men that you want. You put more thought into the latest tea, the gossip, all the things that's going on presently around you, especially on social media, than you do in your children. You don't care too much about your kids. You let your social media raise your kids. You let your TV raise your kids. You let everyone else raise your kids. You're not worried about trying to focus on being a good example for your daughter, so your daughter won't be tempted to become a whore like perhaps the mother is. See, you're not teaching your daughters how to serve men, so therefore they don't know how to serve a man when they get a good man. They think the man's supposed to serve them all the time. You see, women, the problem with women is this. Women have been taught that they should always be fought for, but they have never been taught that they should also fight for. You get what I'm saying? They feel as if they should be fought for, but never feel as if they have to fight for. Meaning they don't think they have to fight for a relationship. They don't think they have to fight for their family. They don't have to fight for a marriage. They think they're supposed to sit back and glide and relax and drink Casamigos and wine while the man is fighting for them, while the man is trying to rescue the family, while the man is trying to rescue his own dignity because he has to grovel to beg your forgiveness. We don't do that, but that's what they want. That's true, Mr. Ross. Yeah, they love the mean mug now. It's a tragic thing. The sisterhood of Sodom. The sisterhood is destroying the sisters. Women today are clueless. Let me tell you something. Women always talk about how men do not want to communicate. Men communicate quite well. We communicate quite well. The problem is not the communication. It's the fact that you reject the message of the communication. It's the fact that you have selective hearing. You hear what you want to hear. What you don't want to hear, you reject and you condemn and you criticize. Men have been telling you for years what they want. Men today are telling you what they want. But you refuse to give it to them because you're selfish. Gone are the days of selfless women. Women who ain't all about themselves no more. Women do not relax men no more. Women equate relaxation to sex. I can relax that man if I give him some. Sex is physical. And sex doesn't last that long. I don't care if you have sex for 3 hours. No. I'm talking about the mind. I don't believe a woman can be in a man's peace. I'm so sick of hearing that BS. Women are not supposed to be your peace. They're supposed to add to your peace and help to maintain your peace. You see, a lot of these men, good men, have been raised around single mothers who told them this BS, and then good men have heard this narrative of certain things about women, how women are supposed to be inspiration. Women are never supposed to be inspiration. If you are so-called Proverbs 31 women, or if you're a Christian at all or not, there's nowhere in the Bible that said women are supposed to be your inspiration. There's nowhere in the Bible that said they're supposed to be your peace. All it says is that you're supposed to be a helpmeet. A helper is a person who cultivates, nurtures what is already present. If I'm building a doghouse for my pit bulls, I'm in the garage and the screwdriver is 15 feet away from me and my wife walks in, I ask her to get me that screwdriver while I am presently working on the project that I have already going on. She brings me the screwdriver. She had assisted me. She was a subservient then. She was submissive then, and she helped me to work on my project. So a helpmeet is never an inspiration. A helpmeet is never the motivation. A helpmeet is never the peace. And unfortunately, a lot of men do not realize this because they have heard this for many years. And I know I'm probably breaking up some of your ideas about this stuff. It's like a child, though. Think about it. A child have been taught, some children have been taught that Santa Claus is real. And they believe this shit. Then they're 12 years old, some of them. But it's not true. Until someone brings the truth, which is bitter to them, they hear that Santa Claus is not real, and they rebel against it. That's how some of these men are. When I tell them that women are not your peace or inspiration, that they are simply there to assist what you got going on, they fight against it. I don't know. And they will fight you to the tooth behind that. That is, unfortunately, some of them know. Because I don't have people on my show and I listen to them talk, not all of them, but I heard some of them say some of the things like that. It's a feminine mindset that a single mother or men who, they might have both their parents, but the other men who are their homies might have been raised by single mothers, and that BS is put into their minds. And then they tell their homies this and they believe that. That's that Steve Harvey mentality. All right, Mr. Bro. Indeed. Good to see y'all here. Hope y'all having a good Labor Day weekend. Now, let me say what I'm about to say. Let's debunk all these myths about what women are supposed to be to men. Women cannot survive without us. I'm tired of people fighting in the gray area. It's really simply black and white. Men are the creators of almost everything on here by God's creation, right? By God's permission. Women, without us, will die. And let me tell you something else. In one of my videos, if you've seen it, women always brag about this, that they are the creators of life. giving reference to what comes out of their womb. Let me break that down and debunk that. Women are not the creators of life. Women are the carriers of life. What do I mean? You have eggs in you, but it is the man sperm, the man key that unlocks those eggs, that creates and develops that egg within you. So really, it is the man who is the creator of life by God's permission, because without our seed, you wouldn't have a baby. You carry it. This is your function. This is where you add to our existence, because we put the child inside of you and you add to it by developing the child, by carrying the child, and then giving birth to the child, and then nurturing the child. The baby is our project, not yours. The baby is what we created, not by you, not you. We did that. If it's not true, then explain to me why women always try to get what is it called? Assimilated, artificial assimilation. They have to go someplace to get the man's seed. What about the brat? That child gonna be confused. The brat and her child, her woman and stuff like that. That's right. I'm gonna put that up here right quick. Your eggs don't last forever because your biological clock is ticking. But the ability to give life in a man, he can keep getting women pregnant well off into his 70s or 80 years old. You have a limited time to carry, not create, to carry the child that a man gives you. Now, oftentimes women complain about men leaving them after they have a baby. That's your fault. It's my fault. He got me pregnant. You chose to get pregnant by a bum. And I will say this 100 times over, and I said it before. Most time women know the type of men that they sleeping with. Hey, Mr. D. Hello, B. Stanton versus the world. All right, Mr. Lawrence. So, like I was saying, where my train of thought went? I think I just lost my train of thought trying to put people's name on there. I apologize. It'll come right back to me. But anyway, oh yeah, now I remember. The seed that we have creates life, gentlemen. Don't ever let no women tell you that. All these shows where you see these men, see, a lot of time I am convinced that all these men who agree to this are not bad men. I think they're brainwashed. Men can be brainwashed by the feminist agenda. Men can be brainwashed by the feminine energy and the feminine narratives and the feminine ideals that have been passed along from generation to generation, almost like a generational curse from women to their children. A lot of men would think that women are the creators of life. A lot of men think that. They believe that because they heard it for so long. It don't mean that they're bad. It just means that they need correction. They need to be corrected. So when I say these things to you, gentlemen, and it busts your bubble, I'm telling you this out of love and respect. I'm not telling you this to condemn you. But you got to change your thinking. A lot of you put women on pedestals for no damn reason. You don't never put a woman on the pedestal. How do you put the helper in a position that's higher than you? Think about that. You're the one that got everything. Most time when men get with women, they usually have their own things, their own house, their own car and stuff. A lot of times. The woman come along, she may have some things too. But most time the woman moves into the man's house. Why? Because he's the head of household. When a woman refuses, now that's another point. When a woman refuses to give up her apartment, give up what she has, when a woman refuses to give up her apartment in the relationship, she's not ready to be your woman. I repeat that because a lot of women do have things, and that's okay to have things of that matter. But if you're going to get married, unless the man says, because he has the final authority, he has to say, the last say. If he says he want to move into your house, whatever. But if he says we're going to be together, you come into my house and you want to be with that man, you follow his lead. The sure fact alone that she says, no, I don't want to give up what I got, tells you that she's not going to be submissive and she's not going to follow you. She's not going to be compliant. Leave her alone. If she has her own house, y'all can rent that out. But you are the leader. You're the man. You run the thing. Y'all have to get back to the position of having nuts. Gentlemen, You got to let your balls hang like it used to. A lot of you don't have them no more because of these women. These women, the reason why women can talk crazy to a lot of y'all men out there because they're used to dealing with men who allow them to talk crazy to them. I've seen so many women try to talk to me. Try to talk to me like, I said, no. They only feel as if they can disrespect you because they're used to disrespecting other weaker men, lesser men. And I'm gonna tell you this, sometimes, not all of them are weak. Some of them fell in love too quickly with these bad women, because women are chameleons. Women can pretend to be a certain type of way that they actually are not. And then you fall in love with the ideal of them. You fall in love of, you know what I'm saying, what they possibly could be for you or to you. And now when you are in love, you are in the weakest state you could ever be. Because now when you are in love with a woman, you'll let her run over you. You'll try to fight, push back, but if you are emotionally attached, emotionally invested, you're gonna have a hell of a time. And she knows that every woman knows when a man loves them. Put some more of y'all on the screen right quick. Also, do me a favor, y'all. Share my videos on your TikTok accounts and other social media platforms. I'll be putting some more topics on TikTok next week. Hey, Cap, how you been, man? Brother Cap. Oh, Derek. Yeah. The government, to respond to what Mr. Ross said, the government is a tool that the women use. You got to understand. Yeah, I can agree that the government put certain things in place to disrupt the black family. I can agree with that. But what I don't agree with, is that it's forced upon them. They are not coerced to do that shit. These women choose the easy way out because they're easy themselves. Most women who are easy to sleep with, most women who don't really give a damn about their futures run to the government. That's why they always run with their hand out. They want a handout. They don't want to hand up to a higher elevation. They want a handout to pull them into something. They want to escape the ghetto and live in suburbia by your efforts, by your help, but they don't love you. All right, Cap, that's good to hear, bro. Shoot, everything all right so far, brother? Hey, thank you for that, Mr. Lawrence. I might have to make you a moderator as well. I'm thinking about that. Yeah, everybody hit that like button. As I sit here drinking my Macallan Scotch and smoking on my Blondie Bellicoso from the Drake Estate, I feel pretty damn good. Now back to what I was saying. A woman's place. Now I'm just doing the rest of the freestyle now. But what is a woman's place? Is a woman's place beside you? Because we always hear that. Is a woman's place behind you? So we always hear that. Or is a woman's place beneath you? Well, I know I'm finna stir some people up with that shit, but I'm finna say it right now. You don't want to hear it, but here we go. And this is not to be disrespectful, but it's going to be honest. We're going to be adults today. When I say that a woman may be beneath you, there is a such thing as hierarchy, a hierarchy. And within every hierarchy are levels. You got the top dog, and you got the people at the bottom of the totem pole. The dude that is the top dog, everything beneath him, everyone that's underneath him is beneath him. I can speak about this from military experience. Let's say you have an admiral, a rear admiral. If you're just an E1, you are beneath him in rank. Doesn't mean that he's better than you, but it means that he's above you and you are beneath him. When women are beneath men, because men are over women. I don't care how much education they're getting. I don't care how much success they are getting. And that's cool. That's cool to be successful, but you will always be beneath the man. Even in scripture, it's God, man, woman, children. And then your role, lady, your place, is one of transition. Because once you have children, now you're beneath the children, because now you have to serve your children. You got to make sure that you nurture them. So women are beneath men. They're not behind men. They're not beside men. And like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that to be rude or disrespectful. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to bash a gender of women or any. I'm not doing that. This is my personal humble opinion. Women are beneath men, and I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. We are on top of you. We created everything that you see by God's permission, of course. Every luxury, every convenience that you get to, the air conditioning unit, everything you have. Men did that to feed you so that you can feed our children. Put some more of y'all on the screen. Let me check my email right quick just in case somebody try to. Like I said, it's your time. If you want to talk to the big dog yourself, you can send me. I'll send you a link and you come on the screen. Ladies, YouTube lets me know I have a lot of ladies followers as well, believe it or not. Come on here. I won't bash you. We can have a conversation. Thank you, Derek, Mr. Cap. Go to his channel if you haven't already, man. He's another brother trying to do this type of content. You know what I mean? Support the brother. We gotta see, that's another fucking thing, man. We do not support each other. Women support each other. Women support each other. It can come up the most dumbest shit, and women flock to them. Like right now, if I had 2 million men in here, I might only get 1,000 likes. But if I was a woman and had 2 million women on here, I'll get 2 million likes. We have to start supporting each other if you agree with this type of content. Monetarily or likes, shares. We don't support that. So support Cap's social network. I'm gonna put y'all up on the screen right quick. Let's see. Oh wow. We got 40 some. Yeah, we got 40 some people in here watching me, but only 8 likes. Well, I'm gonna put this on pause. Get the likes up. Get the likes up, and I'll continue the content. And also, I'm gonna change the music up until you get the likes up. And I can tell when you get the likes up. Here's the music. You asked for it. Just broke the whole smooth jazz thing down. I have a lot more to say. Now, if you want to exit, you can go ahead and exit. It's hard work doing this stuff. Get the likes up, people. I'm watching. Get the likes up. According to YouTube, I have a lot of people that subscribe that watch my channel, and I have a lot more who watch my channel who haven't subscribed yet, which is mind-boggling. If you watch my show on a regular basis, go ahead and subscribe to the show, please. Get the likes up. Let's go check. Get the likes up. Okay, we got 40 likes. Okay. Let me go ahead and change the music and get back to what I was saying. According to my phone here, make sure. Okay, we got the likes up on my phone. Let me get out of here and put the cool, smooth music back on. All right, back to what I was saying. Thanks for that information, Mr. Lawrence. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some more moderators. Yeah. Thanks, Game and Politics. I'm trying to put y'all on the screen before I go any further. Appreciate that, family. Mr. Martin. B. Stanton. Let's see what this one says. Let us fear that woman. Sir. Now again, back to what I was continue back on what I was saying. Women are beneath us, especially the modern day woman. The only time a woman has any value is when she is really, I'm gonna be 100% with you. The most value a woman has is when she is a virgin. Now I'm not gonna knock a lot of y'all off the box, but I'm trying to help you, because if you have daughters, hope they ain't sexually active yet, ladies. But no man really wants to think about this, man. Raise your hand if you want to marry a woman who has a high body count, or would you rather prefer a woman who has no body count? You get what I'm saying? A lot of the argument, a lot of the pushback that we get from women is that, well, that'd be a boring woman if he got a woman who ain't never had no experience. A man would rather have a woman who had never been touched, that respects him and loves him, so that he can customize her to his sexual desires that he likes. Because a woman, and studies have been shown, if a woman has more than 10 bodies on her, it's harder for her to pair bond. It's harder for her to be in relationships long term. But it's easier for her to have trauma bonds. A lot of women are walking around right now, trauma bonds. This is why you can go ahead and do women dirty, talk to them like crap, use them bad, and they fall in love with you. This is why Pookie, Ray Ray, Nook Nook and them are having so much success, because they can abuse them, because women unfortunately have gotten so used to trauma bonding instead of pair bonding. It's hard, or should I say, it is impossible for a woman to pair bond with a man successfully when she is going through trauma, when she has trauma bonding, when she has trauma, unresolved issues of her past, which could be or can extend beyond relationships with the opposite sex. It could actually be with her mother. It could be with her father. It could be how she was raised. There's all type of different attachment styles when it comes to people loving each other. And I'm going to do a show about it. I'm going to talk about the dismissive, avoidant attachment style. I'm going to talk about the anxious attachment style. There's 4. And once we understand this, once we break this apart, break it down, extrapolate all the information out of that, it will probably help everybody on this show to pick better people, and also to fix the issues that you have within yourself. Thank you, Tyrant Henderson. Thank you for that dollar. I appreciate it. I'm not picky. I appreciate everything. Even if you gave me a penny, I appreciate it, because you didn't have to do it. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you something. There are virgins, but they're in other countries. I think there are some cultures that still push virginity, and there are women out here that don't got no babies. I done met one that's 40-something years old. They ain't got no babies, want babies, but the problem is they smart. They know how not to get Pookie and Ray Ray, but they're so set in their ways that they probably never get a family. I'm not trying to skip nobody. I hope I'm getting everybody up here. Oh man, thank you, Mr. Lawrence. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to probably make you a moderator. It might not be today, because I got to go through all the settings and shit, but I'm probably gonna make you a moderator. And if you can't show up every Sunday, that's cool. I ain't worried about that. But I definitely need some more moderators. Let me see. Put y'all up here. Now, back to what I was saying. Women. Women have lost their ability to have empathy. They no longer are the soft-hearted women of the days of old. Women today are hard-hearted. They are hateful-hearted. They are selfish. It's me, 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 me. No love. The only time they love people is if they get something out of it. We live in a time now where women get jealous of their own daughters. We live in an era now where women get jealous of their daughters who are younger in age or in shape because of their youth. They're supposed to be majority of them. They get mad at them, try to outdress them, try to out-thought them, try to out-whore them, try to look more like a whore in the way they dress to compete with their daughters. This is the day that we live in. This is the times that we live in. We live in a time where women do not want to be corrected. They despise wisdom, correction, We live in a time now where women do not practice good discernment, wisdom, or judgment. A lot of times women are going through the shit that they're going through and stress you out, ladies and gentlemen, because of their lack of those things. If a woman has a good man and still don't know how to handle a man, that means she lacks wisdom, discernment, and good judgment. And a lot of times that goes back to childhood, to where they were never taught. But that is not an excuse. Not with all the resources that is readily available to everybody through the internet, or if you really, really cared, get therapy and a femininity coach. I believe that the femininity coaches and therapists should work in tandem. In other words, they should work together to help build women into the women that they should be. Okay, B. Staten. Trying to put y'all up there right quick. Women of today, you're failing the future. Excuse me one second. Excuse me. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The only way that we can fix these things is if women become humble again. That's right. That's right, SS. This is why black women and women are not getting nothing out of love, because they are not putting nothing into it. It is work. How is it that you are prepared, lady, to go to work? How is it that you are prepared to sacrifice to get that degree, to get accredited, to get that position in a white-collar job? How is it that you're willing to put in the work for that, but refuse to put work in your femininity, but refuse to put work in your own families, but refuse to put work in changing your character? Because today's modern-day black woman, in my most humble opinion, their character has morphed. It has morphed into something that is immoral, something that you cannot recognize as wholesome. Hold on. I'm trying to put y'all on the screen. If I skip some of y'all, it's my accident. Bingo. Bingo. There is no such thing as a whole phase. See, they say whole phase so they won't be held accountable to their actions. Oh, I was a whore. I did all this. I sucked all these dudes up. I ate their booty. I did all these things because I was going through my whole phase. So explain the actions of an adulteress. When she has that act of adultery, is she in a whole phase, or there's just a transgression? A whore is a whore by choice. And a woman who is really living a lifestyle of lasciviousness, meaning they are really living extreme lifestyles of promiscuity, they never change without two things that make them change. One for sure, the second one maybe. God. Giving yourself to God and literally really going for that, not being a hypocrite, I can see them changing. The other thing is therapy. And that's not always for sure. What the likes looking like now, man? I'm gonna check my thing right quick. Put some of y'all on the screen right quick. Okay, like, okay. or both. A lot of times women are hurting, and it's not because of men. They project that onto the men because they got to have something to blame. A lot of times women are miserable simply because of the fact that they made poor decisions of their past. The reason why women have an abundance of so many things, but they are suffering from a scarcity of finding the type of decent men that they desire to be with, is because of the decisions that they have made. When you go out and get pregnant by so many different dudes, and then you meet a man in the upper middle class or up there making good money, when he sees you with those bastard kids, you have devalued yourself. This is why you force yourself into scarcity when it comes to a scarcity of good men, because men do not want you. Maybe men who have children already might, yeah, possibly, but even then there are men who don't want that. I know men who got kids who don't want women who have kids. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Don't forget to share. Also, y'all, I will be making a video about the same subject, because I know some people don't catch live streams. That's what I've been doing lately. So I'm going to take the same subject matter probably tomorrow, drop the same subject matter on a 10-minute video or so. True. I'll take it further than that. You can't turn a hoe into a good mother. It goes deeper than that. A housewife is one thing, but you cannot make a whore into a good mother. They will love their kids. They will do for their kids. But the most important thing that they're supposed to provide to their children is a good example. A whore is incapable of doing that. Children are smart. Children pick up when you are with other men. Especially children who actually get to see their mother with multiple men. Disgusting. But you can change if you choose to. I agree. I would rather be alone than be with a woman that drives me nuts too. I'd rather just have women for recreational purposes only, if that come down to it. But marriage ain't for everybody. Trying to see some of my thing. One second, gentlemen. When it comes to a cigar, there's an art to this. Like you got to have a humidor and all this stuff to keep it fresh and stuff, but you don't put these out like a cigarette, like you smush them down. You lay them down so they can go out in about 5 minutes on their own. And that's why I have to keep relighting it, because when you lay it down, it will eventually go out. When you smush it out like a cigarette, it makes a horrible odor, no matter what kind of cigar that you get. Yeah, anyway, let me put this stuff up here before I go any further. Thank you, DBS, for that compliment. Thank you. Let me check my email right quick. I'm going to do an hour for my live streams on Sundays. We're about to approach that time. So before I shut this down, I give anybody, women, men, an opportunity to jump on here. Oh yeah, I don't know, some of you cats out there who don't got no balls, you jump into the comments and you want to say this and that. I always give you an opportunity to talk to the big dog, the big pit bull yourself on Sunday live stream, and you don't do it. You're a coward. And one of the things they try to tell me, oh, you just want to get clicks if I get on there. No, I want you to have, I'm gonna get clicks regardless. If you want to get on here and debate me about something I said, you can. But if you disrespect me, I'm gonna rip you to shreds. I'll tell you that right now. But other than that, yeah. So I'm gonna give you let me see, I'm just checking right quick, y'all. So I'm gonna give, it's been an hour. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to see if anybody want to join into this show before I get out of here. Until then, I just keep putting y'all comments up. Okay. Let me see what's up on there. That's right. The laws protect them. What do I say is a solution for guys like me in our 30s who would love to have children and be married, but honestly, no. My solution is this. The best thing to do in that situation is find someone who has not been westernized if you're going to get someone in America. Because any woman that's, in my personal opinion, that has been immersed in hip-hop culture, and I'm black, I'm being real. If they're a woman, most likely they're not going to be right for you. You need to get someone who has standards, strong core beliefs, discernment, judgment, and understand their position as a woman and what your position is as a man, Mr. DBS. Or get a woman from a different culture that still believes in patriarchy. That's what I would suggest to you. And this is sad, y'all, because there are men like this gentleman here who really wants to have a family, who wants to have children, but he's wise enough to know that the condition of the women today may not be best for him, because women today will have kids with this gentleman and then leave the kids with him or break up. How old are you, DBS? You know, DBS, you can actually come on the show, man. So, I mean, because it's harder for me to do this while I'm doing all this stuff right here. Oh, thank you, Mr. Lawrence. I appreciate that. Well, DBS, you will have to come on here for us to have this discussion, man. We're going to have a 5-minute one because I don't want to stay too much longer on here myself. So if you want to talk about that, I'll give you 5 minutes and I'll try to answer your questions as much as I can in a lightning round, so to speak, for 5 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. Is that something you want to do? Just say, okay, then. In order for you to come on the show, sir, you have to email the ticker. You see the thing going across the screen? It says Jeremy Hill Show. Send me an email, and I'm going to send you a link to the live stream, and then you come on there and I answer a couple of your questions, about 5 minutes, and we get out of here. You gotta kind of hurry up because I'm feeling really good and buzzed with this damn scotch. Yeah. I just gotta eat. Let me know in the comments when you actually sent the email so I can go through it, please. Thank you, Mr. DBS. Just give Mr. DBS a few seconds to see if he comes on the screen or not. Or email me, you know what I'm saying? Talk about what this guy said here. True. Okay, Mr. DBS. Now, again, that email is on. Oh, okay, I see. You're just getting it set up. Okay. Just let me know. We're just waiting, ladies and gentlemen, to see what this gentleman wants to ask, and then we'll go on. Y'all getting some barbecue for this Labor Day weekend? It's Labor Day, right? I am. Yeah, that's true, Mr. Martin. You have to find out these women from a 2-parent household, man. If you just trying to smash, that stuff don't matter. But if you're looking for a relationship, that is important to find out how they had a relationship with their family, their siblings. It really is. Find out how they handle conflict resolution, all that stuff is very important. How do they view respect? Let me check my email. No, DBS, you have to email me. I don't know. You can't send me a link. I have to send you the link in order for you. Once you send me an email, I'll see it. Then I'm able from my software to send you to a link. The link gets to you. You click the link, and then you'll be on the show. That's how that works with this software, this StreamYard that I'm using. So go ahead and try it again. If it doesn't work out today, that's cool. Maybe next Sunday, but try it again. Okay, I still ain't got nothing. All right, Mr. DBS, I'll give you about another minute or two to see if it works out. If it don't work out, we just do it again next Sunday. So you just know that next Sunday to do that, okay? The email address is Jeremy Hill Show number 1. That's a numerical number now. Jeremy Hill Show 1 at gmail.com. Oh, you typed it wrong. Okay. I'll wait for you. You got about a minute to do it, though. You about to go, Willis Martin? Okay, brother. Thank you for joining the show today, man. I appreciate it, Mr. Martin. That's true. They that for real. You can tell a lot about these women by the music they listen to. Especially if they listen to Suka Han and my coochie pink, my booty, oh brown. I mean, all right, Mr. DBS. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, Mr. DBS, I'm about to send you the link. Now, I got your email so you can join the show. Let me send you the link. You'll see it pop up. Click the link and you'll be able to come on to the show. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you now. All right, sir, it's on you now. I just sent you the link. Click the link and I'll bring you on the show. And you can ask me a couple questions for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna shut it down, brother. I'll give you my best advice. And also let you know I'm gonna be real with you. Whatever you ask me, it's gonna be 100% real. It won't be no consideration of feelings. It's gonna be the best I can to tell you the truth if I have to tell you the truth, okay? So come on. This is a men's channel. We gotta be understanding that when men give advice, it's not like a woman. A woman try to be all soft and stuff like that. Men are mostly more harder. It don't mean that they don't respect you in the list. It's just what it is. All right, for the ad you right now, you just pop up, bro. Hey, how you doing today, man?
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too, homie. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm from the UK, so apologies if my accent's a bit.
It's okay, man. The brother from the UK. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Do you know what it is? So my question is basically that I'm in my 30s now, and I've known about a lot of this for a long time, but as you get older, I guess as a man, you have that biological urge to want to kind of meet a woman, settle down and have kids. But as you know, from what I put in the statement, you know, especially in this part of the world, it's not possible. So,
And what is your question, sir? What's your question?
so like, you know, referring to like what you said, like what I put in the question earlier, like logically, you know, it's not gonna work. Realistically, the chances to actually, you know,
So is your question is it what you should do if you're looking for a
yeah,
woman
like,
right now?
because I mean, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people will say like, you know, passport bros go abroad, but I mean, most people might not do that per se because they know that it requires them to go abroad, start a new life, and some guys I don't think really want to do that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you're looking for a woman, brother, let me ask you this.
Mm,
Do you know the things that are most important to you? What are your most important things in your life? Your I got to have. You know what I mean? What are your,
yeah.
I got to have. What's important to you? Is it religion or anything like that? What's the most important things to
Well,
you?
I'll say definitely faith. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm a Christian like by practice. I'm trying to
I
get
understand.
there, but I definitely do believe in that. I would say that just general stuff, really. Yeah, just believe in, just be like, you know, what we ask for, be feminine, you know. And I'm not really gonna say that looks is the top priority. Obviously, as long as I'm attracted to her enough to procreate with the lady, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You sound very mature because that's something that a man comes into when he get older. He realizes that looks are not everything. Of course, you want someone that you're attracted to procreate with,
Yeah,
like you said. You don't have to have a dime piece. You don't have to have a Beyonce or anything like that. What I'm about to say is this right here. In order for
yeah,
you to find the type of woman that you want, that's why I asked you what's most
yeah,
important to you. People have
yeah,
a misunderstanding about what compatibility is. They think compatibility is based on feelings, meaning that having a good time at the movies, having a good time at the park, or wherever it is. That's not compatibility. Compatibility is when her standards match your standards. Now,
exactly.
if that woman's standards, which is her personal belief, because standards are nothing more but personal beliefs, if her personal belief is right, it rivals your personal beliefs or your standards, then that's not the one for you. Now,
Yeah,
when you meet women, you will never get 100% of what you want, but you want to get
exactly.
it. You want to get it to where it's mostly in your favor, to where you get at least anywhere from 70 to 80% of what you want. So what you
Yeah,
have to do, not allow women to waste your time. As soon as you start noticing anything about her standards being different from you, meaning she lies a lot, meaning that she try to manipulate a lot, meaning that she try to gaslight you, play games with you when you trying to deal with her, you cut her loose. The reason why you do this is because it will help you filter out all the bullshit women out there that's wasting your time. So what you
of
have
course.
to do is find someone that matches your standards. And it can be hard, but that's the best way to do it. Because if you get someone that matches your standards, your personal belief system, she will be more likely to follow you. If she has her own independent way of thinking, then you're gonna
Yeah,
have hell with her. She's just gonna be held with you. You know what I mean? In order for her to
of
be
course.
submissive to you, she has to value you, and valuing you means that she values your standards. If she don't value your standards, she won't submit to you. Because submissiveness follows that which is valued. Like, for example, like I said in one of my other videos, a woman will submit to her boss at her job because that job is valuable to her. So she'll submit to that boss. But if she's going to submit to you, she has to find value within you, which means you have to be a full masculine man. Are you able to provide? Are you able to protect? Are you able to be what you're supposed to be as a man? Now, if she
Yeah,
agrees with that right there and she wants to be with you, then she has to submit to your standards and she has to recognize that you have the authority in the household. No 50-50. You're 100% the leader. Even if she makes more money than you, by birthright, as a man, you are the leader. So if she doesn't submit, the main thing is if her standards is compatible to yours. If it's not
so,
compatible to yours, you leave her alone and you keep searching until you find someone that's close or really close to your standards. You won't get all of them. She won't be 100% what you want her to be, but anywhere from 70 to 80% is better than 20 to 10%. You hear what I'm saying? Because them good
because the
looking
thing,
women, yeah, go ahead, sir.
because the thing is, like, I personally like exactly what you're saying right here. I've always had those realistic like ideals. Like, even I watched your one of your previous one where your videos where you talk about women taking L's, and you said that a lot of women are opportunistic, and that is like so true because I think this is where guys get a lot of bamboozled because women are so opportunistic these days. A woman will camouflage herself to pretend, like, you know, like you said just a moment ago, a woman will be submissive to a guy, her boss at work, or if the boss is a man, because she knows that guy pays the check. Doesn't mean she actually cares for the boss. And that's what I think a lot of women do to men. If they know they can benefit, they will basically camouflage and take the opportunity to get what they want.
Well, the way that you kind of find out that's the kind of woman that you're dealing with is tell her no. Start doing some things like that, and when she really wants something, tell her no and see how she reacts to that.
That's exactly what I do. That's how I've been filtering a lot of women these days. I've realized, and not even just women, I think just generally with people in general, if you want to know who's really friends and who's really family, do what you do, something they don't like, and then see if they really, how they respond, you know. And I think, you know, that's how you really filter out people. One thing I do like about your show is that you don't just talk about, like with all these other red pill channels, they talk about, you know, the nature, but you actually go deep into people's intentions, and I think that's really important. I think a lot of these channels don't talk about people's intentions because, you know, people can mask themselves, but you actually delve into people's mental state and as well as their heart, which kind of is more important because this is how people get bamboozled a lot.
True. And it's funny that you say that, sir, because like people don't believe when I say this. Like I don't even consider myself as a red pill. I really, when I grew up, man, you had two things, man. You had strong men and you had weak men. It was no red pill when I grew up, no blue pill, purple pill, all this shit. I don't know where they got this idea. I know what it means, but I really just represent masculinity. That's exactly. Really all I represent. You know, masculinity, femininity, all that new age stuff. I don't really know nothing about, man. People say that about me. And that's cool. I don't take offense to it, but it's just I don't say that. But what you're saying though, the intentions and the agenda, you know, like you said, you made a very good point. They mask themselves. They are chameleons. You know what I mean? And one of the best ways to do that, man, to find out if she's really into you, man, is first watch how much she contacts you. Or if you're the one that's always doing initiation and all this time like that, she don't care about you. But, you know, if she hits you up, she needs something, she uses you. It's just what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got to be kind of also aware if a woman is overly protective. Women, they really good at indirectly asking you for shit. Sometimes men think women gonna ask you directly for something. No, they don't. They throw hints. Like for example, if a woman has a light bill, electric bill for $150, she won't even ask you for $150. She'll start saying, "Man, I just paid this on my other bill."
Paid this.
You know what I mean? Like, so when you meet a woman like that, bro, she's using you. She's using you. You know what I mean? When a woman don't care about that, you have your own bill. She's using you. Yeah, I'm telling you from life experiences. I've dealt with these.
No, exactly what you're saying. The reason why I know you're saying the truth, because this literally happened to me like a couple of days ago. The girl said to me, "Oh, I'm stressed right now." And I said, "Why are you stressed? I only knew the bullshit was coming." She goes, "Oh, I need to pay this light bill." And I was just like, "Oh, here we go." I was like, "Oh, is it?" But it's just like you said, did it? Like you said, it's opportunistic. And honestly, the reason why your channel stand out to me is because even me, I don't really care about this whole new age red pill thing, but it is what it is. We go by it now. Is that your one goes into intentions, because I think if guys start looking at people's intentions rather than just, oh, because they do something that means that it could be that. No, just look at a person's heart, because people can camouflage themselves for years, and then it could be a 15-year relationship and you find out this person was not a good person for you, you know?
Yeah. Well, in America, they'll marry a man that they don't even love just to get the bag, just to get the money. They'll marry men out here. They marry you.
Yeah.
They don't care nothing about you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you got to be very careful.
You got to be very careful. Because you never know a person's heart per se, because obviously something is hidden, but you do need to, like, you cut those micro issues. Like, for example, do you notice when you see certain things, you be like, okay, like, I've noticed that. And then I think a lot of people, we tend to, you know, give people chances, especially when we've bonded with them. We'd be like, oh, you know, forgive them, or, you know, maybe just having a bad day or whatever. But it's a sign. It's telling you this is what this person thinks of you.
I'll tell you what my mama said. My mama says, I don't know, in America, I don't know if it has in the UK, but my mama always told me this: if a person shows you their true colors, believe them.
Believe them. Yeah. We have that here.
Because good men, decent men, sometimes sometimes decent men are gullible, and then some men are just hip to the game that know when a woman's doing something. But sometimes decent men are taken advantage of, you know what I mean, more than
Yeah.
anything else. And they try to repaint the woman, even though she done showed him her true color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done that before. Before I became who I am today, man, I done simped. I done did all these things. I have no problem saying the truth about myself. I've learned from those mistakes, man. Women are very good, and every woman knows when a man loves them. They do the best
Yeah.
they can to make you fall in love. Once you're in love, like I always say, you're in your weakest state. Now, love is a
Mhm.
powerful thing. Now, it's a good thing when you're with the right woman, but when you got a bad woman, you're gonna get
Yeah.
manipulated. You'll take disrespect and all this stuff. But to answer your
Mhm.
question, I hope I answered your question. That you have to
You
find
have. You have.
someone to match your standards.
No,
Yeah.
you have. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of women, every time I come to them, they always say, "Oh, there's one thing they always say to me, which is actually ironic. When they come to me, they're always like upset when they have all these emotional baggages from some ex-boyfriend or somebody that they love. But then when they see me and I'm single, they'll say, "Oh, why are you not in a relationship?" But you know the funny thing is, because I'm the one that's just there to just deliver pipe, whatever, nothing too serious, they're never angry with me. They're never ever upset with me. But the person that they're saying that they're like in a relationship with, the boyfriend, they're the ones that they're always having the problems with. So do you get it? It's kind of funny that they'll try to sell relationship to me, but then yet they'll be telling me about the X amount of relationships that's giving them problems.
That's because most of these women have traumas, man. A lot of women are
Yeah.
into trauma bonding. You know what I mean? More than they are. Like I was saying earlier, most women go through trauma bonding more than they do pair bonding. When they have, this is why you can treat women so badly and they keep going back to you because it's an
Yeah.
emotional rush. Women have to have conflict in every relationship, even if the relationship is good. I always
Mhm.
tell like some people I life coach. I told a man that before, like if you got a good relationship with a woman, start some drama sometime in that relationship. For some reason, it makes them attach themselves to you stronger. If everything is going perfect, they tend to say they get bored. They tend to say it's
Yeah.
predictable, and then they tend to cheat on you because everything
Yeah.
is. It don't make no sense, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the game. If you treat women right all the time in a good relationship, they'll get bored and they'll cheat on you. But if you
Of
give them
course.
conflict, if you like the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the men who are not really good, that's all they do majority of the time. They cause them grief, they cause them problems, then they give them pipe, they give them sex, and then they fall, they in love. They'll go around and give their lives for Pookie and Ray Ray. But for the
Yeah.
decent man that's taking care of the children, taking care of the household, making sure she got what she needs, they'll crap all over him. Women
You,
like drama, even
you've
good
mentioned
women.
this before that normally, like you've touched it, I remember watching a video, you touched it saying that exactly what you said before, but then later on down in the life, when they're older and now they're like, well, I guess they're more mature, I guess. That's when it's like, oh, now I do appreciate the decent guy because now that youth is gone, I need the high from the drama and all the escalation. Because I'll be honest with you, yeah, um, I come from a household where I basically seen a lot of the things you talk about with black women, where my mom picked my dad, who was the bad boy per se, and gave her domestic household issues and stuff like that. So I've seen it live, and you know for so many years, again, my mom used to always keep going back to him, and we used to be like, why are you going back to even though he's my dad? But a lot of the things you say is real. Is real. And I'm from an African background too. So it's not even just an
Me
African
too.
American. You know what I'm saying? I'm from an African background. So
I'm meddling with you, but yeah, I got you. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's across the board. I think it's across the board, especially for black people, definitely. But for I think with every culture and race, I think it's just like you said, trauma bonding. It's crazy. It's unfortunate, but I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna do, right? It's just because I don't see things improving. I know.
Let me ask you a question. I want to, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me ask you, the
No,
women that
cool.
you're talking about that's giving you a little issue, are they kind of westernized? When I say that, I mean, are
Oh
they into
yeah,
the hip hop culture? That's the fucking problem.
yeah, no, yeah. Even if
That's
they're
the
white,
problem.
even
I'm telling
if
you.
it don't matter if the girl is Chinese, as long as they got, especially if they're urban, as long as they're urban or they have some kind of westernized, or it's the same
Yeah,
thing. Don't matter.
yeah,
It
that's
don't
what I'm
matter
going to
because
say. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you one more time, but I'm gonna say it right
Yeah.
here. I know a lot of people don't like what I'm about to say, but a lot of the black culture now, this black culture is not the black culture I grew up with. This is some totally new morph. I don't know what happened now. This black culture now promotes debauchery, promiscuity, hate, you know what I mean? Selfishness. If women are listening to that, if they follow reality shows where all the women are wild, act like animals and beasts and yelling and cussing all the time, that's in their hearts because you only watch what you like. You only listen to what you like. You only listen to and watch what you agree with over and over and over again. The westernized Black American culture has corrupted the hearts of many Black people. Now, I'm sorry, you go ahead. I just want to put that
No,
out there.
and not just black people. I mean, I'll say even just girls that in general that
Yeah, Chinese,
just
white,
mess with
all of
black.
them.
Yeah, they just because it's just like literally you will see Asian guys that are more hood than me that took more black than me. So it's just it's literally a culture thing, and obviously it stems from the black. But what I will say is though, like to everybody's in America, like the UK is no different in terms of the dating scene, especially in London. It's just as hostile. The girls are just as the same thing. It's no different. I would say probably America probably a bit more hyped up, but it's no different.
Man.
And in the Netherlands, even probably other countries where there's a lot of feminism and you know, but it's just for me, what I'm just thinking of is this. It's like, you know, 'cause I'm thinking more about the future. So I'm thinking like right now in the last it's probably been I jumped onto this whole scene in terms of knowing about this whole red pill and women's nature culture from like 2017. But it's like what's gonna happen in the future because we've got technology development, you know, will it be a thing where there'll be more divide, you know, at some point we're all gonna have to come to a generational solution of what's gonna happen, you know?
Yeah, the future is not looking good. It's not looking good, man. It really ain't. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
even you, Jeremy, as good as much as we want you around for years to come, you're gonna be older one day, and then you're gonna be just the wise old man spitting facts, trying to help the youngsters.
I'm gonna be old by tomorrow, man. I'm about 50. I hope I get to make 50, man. But you're right.
You will. I'm sure you will. God willing. God's willing, you will.
So.
It's just
God willing, man. But it's sad, man. It's just sad. What you said is you made some very, very valid points, man. But that's the only advice I got for you, man. Because I didn't come to that knowledge myself till recently. I had to really sit down and meditate and think about what is compatibility, because all my life over here in the States, compatibility is always associated with having a good time with someone who has a good time with what you like to do. It's deeper than that. It's actually where you have to understand their character and their perspective of life, man. If they don't have good character, they're not going to be good to you.
And you have to remember this as well. On top of that, all of us, men or women, we change per se in it. Maybe men might still keep a certain character, but we all change. So in a sense of, as we know, let's just say we all started off as like when we're younger, being a bit more immature about our aspect of life. When we become, I don't know, if we have a family or stuff, we change by that aspect. And then on top of that, we have the negative aspects of family, of life as well, that can cause people to change. So for example, let's say someone dies in a family, that could make someone go into a certain depression, which you might need the support of your other half. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you really need I believe the real foundation has to be strong. And I believe the only foundation which is strong enough, if I'm to be honest with you, to help you get through these really hard parts of life is really just believing in God. Or having a real, like, you just have to pray that God really has given you a heart where you can like overcome. Because one thing I'll say, a lot of times, you know, you meet somebody, you say, oh, this person's such a good person, but even the good people, you know, we're all facing our own demons. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree with you. It's a cold world, man. You got to get you a chinchilla.
Yeah, for real. For real. And just to say, because I saw someone comment as well, it's like black women are not necessarily an issue. I try to look at, I mean, it's difficult because it's true, unfortunately, the majority of them do seem to be acting a certain way. but I
Hold on
just
one
try
second.
to look at them as a case by case issue.
DBS, DB,
Yeah,
DB. One
yeah,
second. Let me say this right quick before we
yeah,
Adrian Robertson, I'm gonna send you an email. I mean, a link because he want to join the conversation with you as well.
yeah.
So
Of
we'll do this
course.
for another 10 minutes, man. Then we'll shut it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this link. I'm
Yeah,
sending it to you
yeah.
now, and you can join the conversation with Mr. DBS and myself. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. DBS. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just saying, I try not to look at because I used to be that kind of like avoid black women, kind of thing. And I'm not gonna lie, to extent I do, not because I don't want to mess with them, it's because unfortunately most of them do fit the stereotype that you always mention that we all know of them of. But I try to at least try my best when I do meet anybody that might have certain stereotypes to try and just look at them on an individual basis. Unfortunately, most of them, they just go with the stereotype. So you're just like, oh, it's another one.
Yeah. You know what's funny? It's not a stereotype when it's true.
It's true. Like you try not to like move like that, but unfortunately, it's just like, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, man. It's difficult. But I thought, let me just ask that question because I'm not 32 and I can't lie, you do want to, it's not necessarily about falling in love with a relationship, but you do wish you could meet somebody,
That's natural. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no shame in that whatsoever. That's how we were designed to be. Like, man, we're sociable creatures. It's just our options are terrible now. That's what the fucking problem is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Adrian, I just sent you the link, man. Hit the link, man. We're gonna talk for about 10 minutes. We're gonna shut it down. So get on here, man.
Oh yeah, and let's not add on the fact that just us being black here, we're already at a disadvantage already in terms of dating pool.
Yeah, it's a problem, man. There's a problem. Man.
Oh god.
It's a problem.
I will say this though to all my American brothers though, come over to Europe, just visit Europe. That's one thing I'll say about the passport bros. Just visit countries, not necessarily just to find wives, whatever, but just visit countries. I mean, I've been to America once. I mean, everybody has been to America. We've all experienced America, but you don't get a lot of Americans visiting abroad. So just come, just visit, experience. So at least you have a broader mind of what the world is per se.
Have you ever been to Japan, brother? You ever been to Asia, Japan?
I need to. I haven't been
yet.
You need
to go, bro. I'm telling you something. I've been there quite a few times, and that might be where you might want to find your lady at.
Hey, I'm being
real with you, man. Japan, Australia's a party place. But Singapore is good. Singaporean women, they're good. I'm just telling you what I know for experience. Cause I was young, I wasn't looking for a commitment. I was just smashing. You know what I mean? But what I see, Japanese, Asian women. What I'm curious about is I would say this: African women. I dated some Ethiopians, and I wouldn't really, my mind wasn't right, but I've dated quite a few of them, and some of them they traditionally raised. They have a position where they know, So if you're looking for that, there are some cultures that still teach that, and there's some good-looking women out those cultures. If you're looking for them, just trying to let you know.
Because for me, I'm not. From what especially me, especially going with what the man's role from a biblical perspective, I'm not here to be some tyrant to any woman. Anybody who knows me in real life knows I'm not that kind of guy. So when I see some of these women, when they see submission, it's if you're submitting to the wrong guy, then you're basically, you will be submitting to somebody who's going to be a tyrant in your life. But if you're submitting to a guy who's actually moving correct.
Hey, what's going on, my brothers?
Hey, how you doing? That's Mr. Adrian. That's DB Adrian. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Glad
you got about 10 minutes this time, man, because we about to shut it down in about 10 minutes. What you got to say, bro? You came kind of late today, brother.
Yeah,
my brother
I did,
from the UK over there. He from the UK, man. Tell you that.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, bro?
Man, I got something to say here, man, and I was listening to what y'all was saying, and and I know we like to come to the platforms and see if we can collectively talk like the guys used to do in Bible study. We get compare and contrast our notes on what we done studied here, and what I'm thinking is, man, it was a young lady on TikTok. She was kind of, she came for Sexy Red, and and I'm thinking,
yeah,
I saw that the other day, and I thought about it. I said, we're gonna have to get those women to come over and start, really, really building platforms for themselves to speak for the other side of the black women that
I'm
are
gonna tell you something,
young ladies sophisticated.
Mr. Robinson, I'm gonna tell you this. Maybe you can find some. Cause I've been trying to get women to come on my show. I only had like maybe 2 since I had this show, and a lot of women are kind of more afraid of me than anything else. Even if I tell them that I'm not gonna bash them, but I'm gonna keep it real at all times. You know what I mean? So we need that. We need to have some women that's like-minded like us to join this platform, and we all can discuss the issues. The problem is we're divided. I mean, not every woman is like the women that I talk about a lot in my shows. There are some decent women, but you can't see them because they're being eclipsed from the ratchet thoughts out there. The thoughts are making them look bad. You know what I mean? So if they want unity,
yeah, but you did make a good point though in your other video, Jeremy, that you said that because the good women are also not raising their voice loud enough. In a way, they do kind of deserve that backlash because you have. Do you know what I mean? Which you did make a good point. Look, if you know that you're missing out on good men because of the fact that these other girls are giving you a bad rep, you need to stand out and make your voice heard. Because it took a lot for us men, even now, within these past couple of years, just to get our voice heard finally, after how many years we've been silent and we've been hearing the women's side. So the women, if they really want to save themselves and not be put into the box and really get the men that they want, they have to start banging their pots and pans too. It's simple as that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I've been saying.
I say if we do the work together and they come over and do the work, it's also our responsibility to uphold the best results for them and show them that there are real physical, visual, and mental results from these things. And I mean, I know we have these platforms, man, and I see a lot of guys say some things, but then they start playing. But we got to be serious. We got to really take it serious. And we can't have any kind of flaws in it. We got to really get together and sort out all the stuff. We got to lay down a really good platform for them to come for, And I Mr. Jeremy Hill, you do present that well. I think we can accomplish some things with you on the platform. And I honestly believe it's going to take that because the young ladies are not informed. They're not comfortable. They're not in a position that they can see for a future of what anything else have they been taught to be able to reform, to conform with the man. And that's going to be a real key factor in a lot of these things. We already have young ladies that are here, but the thing is we are far outnumbered. And in order to get them here, and I know this is like, I don't know if you don't mind me saying something about Fresh and Fit. Those guys do good work over there, but they got to stop the playing and joking. They really have to. And I love those guys, but I'm sending people everywhere. I'm telling them about the people doing the work in the field here, and I can't do that. And then you're giving yourself bad rep with the young ladies. See, we can't get them all to come there. We need them to take initiative and come in and have the experience that we are experiencing, what we're trying to gain from it. We need them to all come together to do this together. It don't take us, because without them, there's no us. And I just really believe that if we can find a solution for this, and we can work all together, all platforms, and even when we, even when we are wrong, you've done the work to make sure you don't do any damage.
I do think though, like I mentioned earlier, that I do think that there will be a generational solution, especially in regards to this whole dating thing. So I think that eventually,
I'm good at the same. Let me throw this in there right quick. I'm sorry to cut you off in DBS, but I was trying to wait for a time to say it anyway. But so Mr. Robinson, you may not be aware of. Do you know about Fresh and Fit racist rants that they made?
I understand. Yeah,
okay, I even did a whole video about that, and I get what you're saying. That to me, they're not good guys if they doing that behind people black. To me, Now, what
Yeah,
you,
that's the cleanup.
But wait. But what I'm going to say is like, the thing is, what you're talking about before that came out, I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to bring women up there and I get that. But I don't have no support for them based on that, because they were calling us monkeys, using the N-word, calling people from Middle Eastern saying N-word. So I have absolutely no respect for them. But one point that you was 100% right on. There's a lot of racist people out there. Okay, just keep it real. But have enough damn common sense to hide it when you're on a platform where people are watching you. You're right. They were playing too much. They got too comfortable, got too cocky, and they got racist, and then they lost all their millions of dollars they were making per year. You know what I mean? So other than that, you know what I'm saying?
And they don't have the respect for the young ladies either.
They
so
don't.
they lost.
Because the problem is.
Go ahead.
Because the problem is like, I mean, for me with Fresh and Fit thing, I think they're doing what they're doing. That's cool. But the problem is, Fresh and Fit is like the candy store of red pill. You got pretty girls. They get the views. It's like the candy store. But Jeremy Mills to me is like the vegetable of the red pill, or whatever you want to call it. A lot of people might not want to eat him, but he's good for it because like I said, like he talks deeper. You know what I mean? Now I'm not saying Fresh and Fit might not be that kind of pill, but they definitely are the candy store. They appeal to most men because they just got what they got to get their millions and the views. But what I'm trying to say is that at some point, even that will get old. These guys that will be donating, going to their shows, they're gonna keep doing it, but they're not gonna necessarily get the results per se. And I'm not saying that they're not helping them, because I'm sure they got these courses or whatever. But is it necessarily going to be the answer? Because look, as men, we want to be with beautiful women, but beautiful women is not the answer. It's just more of like a satisfaction, like when you want those new pair of trainers, it looks nice on you. Same thing. But when you live with that person and you're with that person for a while, that's what's going to matter more than having a woman with beautiful looks. As long as, that's what I said, as long as I'm with a woman who I can procreate with, like physically, all of that other superficial thing really as a man doesn't matter. It's more about the character and internalizing. And we're all human beings in the end of the day. Men will always naturally gonna do what they're gonna do. It's in program, just how women naturally have that instinct to be the women they need to be. But our problem, unfortunately, because of the propaganda we live in, this is why it's all messed up. And because we're aware of it, but we're not actually doing anything against it. We're just, I don't know, letting the chaos brew inside of us. That's why I'm saying that at some point this will come to a solution. We can only keep having these podcast talks, these live talks, all this stuff. It will eventually come to a point where it's like, what now?
Yes, I agree. Now, Mr. Adrian Robinson, he's a good brother. I can tell that when I talk to him. He's a funny dude too. I like him. No, so you're a funny dude. I like you, dude, Mr. Robinson. I really do. What I mean? But he makes some very good points sometimes, and he also have his heart in the right place. So, like, he's right. I'm glad that he get on the show and say his points of view, as well as his gentleman GBS. But like I told him, like I tell many people before, we got to stop putting women on pedestals, okay? And some of these guys who are making this content, and I'm gonna be real, a lot of people ain't gonna like what I gotta say, but it is what it is. People who talk about the black community and who are not black makes me question their agenda. Okay, it's just me personally. Like with that Pearly Things lady, did you know that she called Kevin Samuels and got a consultation from Kevin Samuels to learn how to do her show? She paid. You can look it up yourself. Fresh and Fit also used Kevin Samuels to boost up their views. When he got on there, they got 1 million views when he got on there. And I respect Mr. Kevin Samuels to the utmost. But I want you to understand, when you deal with people, not all of them, I'm not going to try to sound racist, but people who are not in our community, who has this ability to get in there and start talking about our community, criticizing our community, they are nothing more but what's the word? Ultra-crepidarians. An ultra-crepidarian is a person who has no idea about what they're talking about. They critique and they comment on matters that they have no education about. Okay, you cannot combat a personal lived experience. All right. The thing with Fresh and Fit, if he would have been a black man, do you really think he would have said those things? If he would have been a black man? No, because he's making money. It's like the Asian people, and I'm not talking bad about Asian people. I'm talking about when I'm in the South. I love Asian people. I'm gonna keep it real. But most Asian people out here, they run hair weave stores. They have fingernail. They sell black culture to black people. Okay, black people tend to not want to support black people, but black people will support every other race or ethnic group who sells them their culture. So if Fresh and Fit, Myron, if he would have been a black man, he wouldn't have got demonetized because he wouldn't have said the silly shit that he said. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. That's what it is. I'm listening. Go
because
ahead.
The thing is, well, is that you know, a lot of times us black people, because we ourselves we're kind of like not as, we're quite lost in our guidance, that we just self-sabotage ourselves by certain things we do because of sometimes of the, I don't know if there's a self-hate we have sometimes with each other, but at this day in the day is like we're in the same boat. So before we just do certain things, we just have to think, is it really going to be beneficial? Now I understand
it's definitely self-hate, sir. I think it's definitely self-hate.
You know, I mean, you know,
I mean, it's much about that. Anybody have anything bad to say about any of the people, a reflection of themselves? That's self-hate.
Even I, yeah, I'll be honest with you, even I at some point, because obviously you kind of, you know, when you grow up in this part of the world, obviously, you know, you don't see too much of ourselves. So even I had a bit of that self-hate in me until as I've grown up now, become more comfortable in my skin, accept that being black, I can see the beauty of it, and it's, do you know what I mean? So even I had to go through my own little journey to kind of really become and understand myself as a person, race, and you know, and I don't really know too much about my background, being from West Africa, apart from just knowing about it and being raised up in the household of it. So as being a black person in this part of the world, it is very, very quite hard in terms of self-identity. And one thing I'm sure, Jeremy, you know, is identity is important, and that's one thing a lot of these other cultures have, and we don't have that really that much, to be honest with you.
I got something to say. We gotta also stop doing this in the black community, acting like any of this stuff is new. This stuff been going on since Dr. Shahrazad Ali. She spoke on this already.
Yeah, I agree.
This got to stop going on, acting like this stuff is new. This is not new. This is not nothing that just started mutating in our community. This is something that's been going on, and people have ignored, and we have told the women that we ignore the problem. Us men are the part of the problem, and the women are the part of the problem. They keep shaming and blaming to contain us, not to change, because they want to do what they want to do. They don't want. We have lazy men. We got lazy women that don't want to go to do the work to get themselves in a better place. They want to continue to stay in trauma, and they don't want nothing. They want to live individuals. They don't want They want a hyper individual. They want a hyper. Do everything hyper in the worst ways, and we got to stop acting like we don't know. This has already been going. This is nothing new. This has been going on. I don't know how long, Mr. Jeremy Hill, but I'm pretty sure you know. But it's been before I was born. That's all I can say. And
it's been going before I was born, man. Shit, like these women been out of pocket for
centuries, probably centuries. Man. And the things I always want to say as well is this, you know, because we live in such a very convenient society now, you know, we have the comfort, you know, like you said, women can make a lot of money. But what if we was in war? What if there was a war right now? Because I know right now, we have wars going on, but because it's not physically in our back garden, you will see a lot of everybody, men and women, will all revert back to their roles, because there won't be that comfort. There won't be that comfort. There won't be none of that. Oh, when you know there's bombs about to drop. And not even just to any man. Most people go back to their own race of men, to be honest with you. I'll be real with you. So you probably get a lot of submissive black women, you know, if there was a war going on. I'll be honest with you. Because in the West, we have so much protection, you know, they've got the government to help them. We have the cars, we got houses. Yeah, of course, everybody can show their ego. Of course. We live in a democratic society. We all show our ego. But being from where I was in the country, I was born during a time when there was actually war in my country, and trust me, nobody was being egotistical, unless you were the other guy. You were the guy with the gun. Yeah, you can show your ego then because you got a gun. But if you're just a normal civilian and you're defenseless, or you got artillery raining down on you, you're just trying to work with the next person to try and survive. And that's what I'm trying to say. I think like America, UK, West, because we live in such comfort and we have the protection and we don't have to necessarily worry about things of war and economic problems that are literally affecting other countries, like even Colombia and South America. Oh yeah, of course, everybody can chat rubbish.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. We gotta
right
stop.
I'm gonna cut you. Look what he put up there on the screen, man.
Oh. What happened?
Some of my subscribers, read what's on your screen, brother. Some of my subscribers be having me laughing, man. Like he said, the only positive thing I can say in the Western society is "Let's go Giants."
NFL.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna say this, man. We gotta start supporting them. We gotta start separating the strays from the domesticated. We gotta
right. I agree.
And we gotta support them. We gotta put our energy into them. And when they see the attention's not going to them anymore, we got to stop supporting them. We got to start supporting this black media, such as this Tubi mess and BET. We gotta put them on blast for this. We got to stop supporting it. And I believe it is happening because you know, they already. I mean, even Tyler Perry. I don't say nothing bad about him, but I don't know much, but I know that he was trying to buy BET. I hope it was with good intentions, and I'm hoping, and you know, right now I'm seeing that's the biggest thing. We gotta start supporting it. The more we don't support it, the more they don't have any control of our community because they believe that the money controls the community.
I'm gonna tell you right now, maybe the first time, Mr. Adrian. I completely agree with you. You made some very valid points that I can't argue with that. We do support the foolishness. We do. You are so right, 100% on that. You're right on that, bro. You're right. You're right.
And also, we need to stop being too materialistic. I think, look, we do need money. It's good, like you said, but that materialistic mindset is why we're in the gutter. And not even just for even the black people in general, but just the world. Like, you gotta have that. You know, like, do you remember the scene from Batman where the Joker burnt the whole stash of money? And, you know, the butler said to Bruce Wayne, he said that there's some people who can't be bought. You need to be like that. You need to be like that because, look, I think another reason why, this is why you see, like, in Africa, a lot of the people, these corrupt people that run the countries, they're always because of the money. You need to have stick by your principles and morals and just be like, screw it. If I lose everything with it, I lose everything with it. But I'm going to do what's right. But look, to do what's right in this world might even cost you your life. But in the day, if you want to see good win the day, good always requires sacrifice. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, in this world that we live in. So I don't know. I think one of the things that I can definitely see with the black people community that brings them down is they're too materialistic. As soon as there's money or some kind of glory, fame that they can get from it, they will sacrifice so much, and then it just degrades the whole community, the quality. You need to have some standards. Like, be like, look, I may not gain from it, I may not get everybody to like me, but I'm doing what's right to make good win the day.
Let me tell you something, Mr. DB. You said something that's right, because what I'm going to say is there's a scripture, I think we all know about it, where it says like the money is the root of all evil, and it says like, you know, you can't serve God and mammon, which is money. And especially for my brother at the bottom, Adrian Robinson, he should be familiar with those type of scriptures as well. That's true, because a lot of people who chase money tend to abandon morality. They tend to forsake relationships just to come up, and that's what we're witnessing now, and I guess in the UK as well as in America.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Women sacrificing their morality and their precious temples, their bodies, just to get the bag, just to get to the money. And they don't really care about future. They don't care about what's going on in the future. They care about what's going on right now. They don't care about they may catch an STD right now. They don't care about if they have children and then their reputations come out when their children are becoming teenagers, and teenagers get to know that their mama was a whore. They don't care about that. You know what I mean? So you cannot chase money and be a Christian. Money is good to have. Now you can be a millionaire if you want to. I ain't knocking money. But
exactly
the things that people are doing to get money, I condemn them, unless you're doing it the right way. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you do to get money that hurts other people. Like in my community, I was a drug dealer, and I was poisoning the community to get money. So I know I was doing more harm than good. And the money that I got, the stuff that I bought, I don't have them now. Especially when you go to jail. Like when you get money and you buy rims, you fix up your car. I put candy paint on my car and stuff like that. I had flakes in my stuff. I was trying to be a big time dope dealer, whatever it was. I don't have that. And those things are only exciting when you get them. But as years pass by, that stuff starts to lose its interest. You know, like if you get a brand new Lamborghini right now, a brand new, the most expensive car in your driveway, you'll be crazy about that car for the first year and a half, maybe. 5 years down the road, you won't care about it no more.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. Right now, as I'm speaking to you right now on this video conference, I've got struggling financially with my own problems. But at no point am I gonna say to myself, I'm gonna go take out a credit card loan or I'm gonna go sell drugs. I mean, God will provide. I'm sure I'll get like myself out of it, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna break certain moral codes that just so I can patch my way. You know what I mean? Just so I can live a certain thing. I just think that needs to come back to every aspect of the Black community and just the world in general. We just need to be willing to make sacrifices, and yeah, it may be our own detriment, but if we really want good to win the day, which is what it matters, because good is the truth and truth is good. You know, it's not nice to hear all the time, but it's good. And reason why a lot of our community come the way it's come down this path is because so many people, as they say, sold out just for their own selfish desires. And a lot of these rappers I seem to see, they speak a bit of sense and all that now that they're retired and they've got their millions and that they've got kids, but they weren't thinking about us when they were making music that were causing problems. Now they got kids. Oh yeah, they send their kids to the private schools and then they'll try and give us a 1-2 wisdom. But were they saying that back when they were young? And they signed those
Mr. Robinson. I'm sorry, excuse me. That's why I agree with Mr. Robinson down below, Adrian Robertson. He's saying exactly what you said about we have to stop supporting those type of things, and that I'm assuming that's what he's talking about as well. Man, he's right. You're 100% right on that. We do support the wrong things, Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, I mean the morals and values got to be right. I mean, in order for us to move forward with a good, healthy, and faith and purpose into our communities and move forward to get to a better state, far as how we present ourselves and how we make better, healthy families, accumulate more healthy families, have our couples be able to invest and buy homes together, get our average people with the average people, get our people at the top with the top people, and create happiness in our community instead of fear, scarcity, and traumas. This is going to be a piece of work, but I'm gonna tell you this, that I think that we can accomplish it if we get the right people together to promote it in a serious way. I'm gonna say this, we need that gang to come back. We need our Malcolm X's. We need our Dr. Kings. We need that. We need people who to stand up for it, as you are doing, Mr. Jeremy Hill, as Kevin stood up to the Black community the way he did. I know we like to give him praise on that, but we got to still give the praise to the guys still doing it the right way here now.
Yes.
And if you're not doing it the right way, we need to call you out.
Another thing I'll say, I really, really, I think this is really good as well, is that men and women need to know how to be alone. So, for example, especially in your early years, when you know that's the time you want to be accepted by your peers, you want the girls or you want the guys, you want all the material stuff. That's the time I think you need to kind of turn away from that and just try to find yourself then, rather than go through all of the experiences early in your life. I mean, for men, I think men get a chance to do that per se because men don't really get that much attention. But for women, that's one of their temptation that they're going to have to really learn how to fight, because they all have so many people around them, especially if the woman's good looking. She's going to have all the attention from everybody. So it's going to be harder for her to be alone. But that's actually what will be in her best effort to actually get a good quality man, and not get corrupted. is to actually block out the noise of the world and all the people telling you that you're beautiful and trying to give you all the attention. If you can do that, because that's when you'll be able to really build yourself, especially as a man. I think you being alone, going through your own struggles alone, being able to, really find yourself through your darkest moments and find your inner demons and conquer it. That's what really builds you up to become the men. Because when I look at all these guys like Dr. Martin Luther King, all these people that we look at, they were always alone. There was a period of time where they were alone and the world was against them, and they did stuff that the world kind of shunned them for. Even Jesus went to wilderness for 40 days, 40 nights. He said things that people turned against him for. And that's what builds the morality and a strong character, because you have to actually be willing to build yourself up to that point where that even if the whole world turns against you, you're still going to stand for what you stand for to the point of death. Because it's not easy if you got, we've all been in a situation where, we got peers telling us and we think we're strong-willed, but we're not. We're going to give in, because nobody wants to be shunned and outcasted. And one of the things I'll say is a woman, for me, that tends to stand out for me, that I tend to find attractive, is the woman that doesn't follow the other women. So generally speaking, a lot of the women that I've met that obviously still didn't turn out to be good, but whenever they always caught my attention is because they were doing something that, or they moved in a way that other women weren't moving like. And I think women don't understand this. Men look for the women when they're trying to settle down that don't move like other women, because men, we're very individualistic anyway. We like to stand on our own as individualistic men. So when we look for women to partner up with, we tend to look for a woman who doesn't do the stuff or doesn't act in the way that other women does. But women don't realize this.
I'll say this, man. I see how you're saying that, but only in this time of day that exists, because we have a lower count of those women. We don't have a lot of women with the same morals and values running in the same packs.
Yeah.
You used to can go to church and find a woman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that as an example. Now you can go to church and you can find just a church goer.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say no more than that. She just a church goer, and if I had to say something about it, she's not really. You have them running around in church and haven't married nobody. They've gotten to 25, 30. That's 10-year gap from 20. That's 12 years to 30. Out of high school, and then we expecting these young ladies to walk around and be individuals in this world and not make these mistakes when they don't have any structure, discipline that is upholding them to a certain standard value or character. And these things are making our young ladies have bad decisions, because we know if we make a decision, we have a consequence.
Yeah.
They make a decision. They feel the need that they know that we go by the structure of we take care of women. We are there to provide and protect, but we also need to say we here to produce, and we also here to proclaim.
And I proclaim that a lot of these women are thoughts and hoes. I'm talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For real. No, literally, for real.
That's got to be across the board. And if we can't get this understood with these young ladies, because we got to get the average to the top tiers, to the ones that don't want nothing. They need to understand it too. They need to understand where you at is where you gonna be at. If that's the sector you fall in, that's the sector you fall in. I understand that we're not divided, we're still a whole, but we got to know where we serve our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know, because we have too many women walking around gaslighting and in delusions. They don't know who they are. They don't know what men are. They think only what they talk about amongst each other. And as I always say, this needs to be talked about more. They far outnumber us. We cannot get to them, and if we have those, if we cannot get them to understand that we're speaking in good faith and purpose. We're here to protect you. We're here to make sure that you live out full life. We're here to make sure that you are provided and you serve in good to our community. And And we don't want you to be alone. We don't want you to go without. We want you to live life, full lives. And what I'm trying to say here is that if we could get that message to these young ladies, we, as Mr. Jeremy Hill does here every day, but everybody not doing it. They want to put their own little twist to it, but we got to still uphold the same standards in your own twist. You got to hold these values, morals, and character in there.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Let me cut you off right quick and say this right here. I like what you said a lot, and I agree with a lot of what you just said right here. My take on this is right here. The only way that a man or us as men can talk to these women in that way is if we talk to them without any intention of profit. Because a lot of these men who talk to women right now, they tell them what they want to hear because they know they're going to profit from it. And the best thing for us to do is to continue being men and keep vocalizing our opinions to them. In my personal opinion, the real ones who's going to help is the women. The women have to teach the women, because women are not listening to men.
Exactly.
They're not listening to us.
Exactly.
It's like mothers, the women are natural nurturers from birth. And a lot of the bad narratives that's coming from the women that we are dealing with right now are coming from other women. Men are not saying, there's only a small percentage of men who say things bad about men. The majority of the bad things are coming from women that say that we're dogs, we're no good and shit. Most men don't say that about other men. It's majority of the women. The women have to get on board. And I'm agreeing with DBS and I'm agreeing with Adrian Roberts, because you said something a while ago too, Adrian, where they have to come together. But we got to ask who it is that has to come together. The women have to come together. And if they want to come on to what we're talking about, then they have to join us. That's the problem. They can't do it by themselves. It starts with them, but they need our leadership, but they have to be humble enough to understand.
To actually come.
That. That's what I'm saying. So I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying it my way, but they have to. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I'm 32 years old. I'm an early millennial. You know what I'm saying? And when I go on this dang website, so I meet some of these women that are like 30, you know, around my age or a bit older or so younger, and they're all like single, and they all want to meet somebody, but they're just not calibrated enough to be the wives or the partners that they want. Like they sell you the perfect, oh, I'm this and I want this, and this is why they come the whole love aspect, because they know that their past is there, you know, it's theirs lingering, and they just want to put on this, like, it's almost like an actor, like put on this new character to say, okay, now I'm ready now. But it's like, come on, I can literally tell you some women that, you know, I've been with them in that way, my fun time, and then they'll come tell me about their boyfriend or their husband, and it's like, raw, and it's like, you don't turn that off. To be a wife, you have to already have that in your mind and in your heart from a young age. It's something that is kind of just there. But we're living a time now where everybody's now is just calibrated to just be like, oh, men are this. Everybody is going, you know, everybody just wants to be for themselves, and the women just think men are dogs, and they're just trying to pimp men out, or, you know, try to play them, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, really. But I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Those women that their time is over with, man. They need to go find them an older man that don't want no kids no more. That's all I can say about that. They need to find them an older man that don't want kids no more, and that's what they get. You don't get nothing from us producing and high providing men at a young, youthful age. You don't get them no more. You're just done with it. Absolutely, that don't even need to look our way. You shouldn't even entertain them. That's nonsense. That's blasphemy, man. Why entertain them? You know, why?
No, it's just cause yeah.
I like that. I'm sorry. You got me right there, man. That was a cold ass word, but you said with blasphemy, I'm like, God damn.
No, it definitely is blasphemy.
I like that.
It definitely is, but it's just the problem is, again, like what Jeremy mentioned earlier on, because it's women speaking to women. What will happen is my generation of women now will go to the next generation, and then the cycle continues. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So where does the cycle end? You know what I mean? There has to be a breaking point, because these women, if they don't get the men or get the marriages, whatever they want, being single, we all know that the next generation, oh, these men are this, and because we all know misery loves company with women, they're gonna probably be bitter and tell them X, and then that next generation will be messed up too. So then what happens? How do we kind of stop the cycle?
It goes back to what you were saying before. Some of these women, so to speak, have to get some nuts. They're going to be like you said a while ago. They cannot be afraid of standing alone, because that's the only way it's going to stop. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to actually say, "I'm going to make a decision to do this, and I don't care what no one else thinks about it." That's the only way. It's like going cold turkey from cigarettes. Some people can get off it gradually. Some people have to cut it off cold turkey, and that's what it has to be with it. You cannot gently change this. That's what people don't understand. When I see these dudes on content creators talking about you gotta easily transition from this, it doesn't work. Men have been trying to do that for years. It has to be abrupt. It has to be sudden. It's going to be uncomfortable. That's what you gotta understand. This is going to be a very uncomfortable act. Okay, switching from what you used to for years to something new to better yourself is never easy. It's like when someone goes to prison, do crime all their life, and then they say, you know what, I want to change my life. Right then and there, they have the hardest time in their life to do right, because now they're not doing what they used to. Money, when you get quick, easy money, you're used to that. And when you mess up, if things don't work out, you go right back to it because you know it works. But when you say, I know I'm not really doing good right now, I know I can make some money right now, I can make 1,000 this week, but I'm gonna stand on my integrity and try to just push through this hard time, that's when character is formed. And it's hard. It's hard. And so women have to not be afraid of other women. Women fear women more than they fear men. Women will slap a man, cuss a man out, cut him, and do all kind of stuff. But when they get into it with a woman, they might fight him, but it won't do nearly as much damage to a woman as it do to a man today. Period.
I think another reason why we have a lot of like so-called simps is because a lot of the men, a lot of these young guys, they're being probably from, I don't know, actually, like we know, being raised in single parent households or whatever. They haven't been able to form the character through the hardship. They're probably being catered to by their moms getting what they want, because we know our fathers went through a lot of struggle to get us to what we got. So our fathers have strong personalities. A lot of them, the younger kids these days, they don't really have strong personalities. They just have that follow the herd mentality. And this is why you see they're easily able to cave into women and pedestalize them and be the simps that we don't want. You know?
Well, let me throw this out here like this to you, brother. I had seen something about a week ago, and it stuck in my mind. I've been meditating on this. And someone said this right here. Women raise daughters, they love sons. Meaning they raise their daughters, but they don't raise their sons. They love their sons. They cuddle their sons. They weaken them. They make them more feminine. But when it comes to their daughters, they teach them about men. They teach them about education. They teach them about going to get a high-paying job. They teach them about how to be independent. But when it comes to their sons, they give them a little advice, but they don't teach them the same way that they teach their daughters. You get what I'm saying? This is why men have to be present in their household. Now, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to cut this off now. We're about 2 hours in. I appreciate y'all, man. I went over this.
Good talk.
Man, thank all of y'all, man. Thank you, Adrian and DB, man. I appreciate y'all for coming on to the show, man. You know, I appreciate that, man. Good.
You lot stay blessed, yeah. Have a good one.
Y'all too, man. Cheers, man. You have a good one. Oh shit! Did I kick you out? I wasn't trying to kick you out. Hold on. Hey, bro, I was trying to kick you out.
I was gonna ask you about. I was gonna say, man, y'all go follow him on TikTok. Make sure y'all promoting and get the information that he's deemed to be necessary. Seeing out there, man, that this man's promoting. He's trying to do good work in the community. So let's continue to support him. That's all I have to say.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Y'all have a good one. You too, brother. Yep. Enjoy your weekend, holiday weekend and shit.
Yes, sir. Happy Labor Day.
You too, brother. You have a good one.
All right.
That was a very good, pleasant conversation. I went over the time I normally go to, but it was such a damn good conversation I had to. So I hope everybody got something out of this that was productive, and looking forward to next Sunday. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to find the right thing. I switched up the music for this. I'm just trying to experiment, try to find different jazzy things. You know, I love jazz and shit like that. Hold on, I'm trying to hope y'all like this one too. I'm gonna cut this mute off for this. All right, y'all be safe, enjoy. And don't eat too much brisket. Don't eat too much ribs and potato salad this weekend. I'm lying because I'm going to eat the fuck out of that. I'm going to eat that. So y'all have a good one now. Y'all be safe now. You hear?